Well, everybody, this is it. This is the final video of 2023. Honestly, I actually had a lot that I wanted to work on in this year, but due to some things actually happening throughout the year, it's just really nice to make the content and provide entertainment to everyone here on the website. And also be accepted in a great community where we can just poke fun at a 41-year-old man that has really bad takes, as well as plays games horribly. I'm actually happy to have met every single one of you that has actually made content with it, and the people that actually are supporters and fans of said content. I never really expected this to happen though, but to everyone out there, I thank you all for tuning in for 2023, and you have no idea how much it means to me that I can actually entertain all of you, and I will keep on planning to entertain you in 2024. So I figured, why the hell not? Let's go over Phil's Copium and how he's dealing with his Street Fighter 6 stream that he did.
Last night's Street Fighter stream, Friday Night Fights, was the return to Lily. I actually checked. The last time I had used Lily was October 10th. So you were talking, it was 2.5 months ago was the last time that I had actually touched the character.
Oh, Phil, phrasing on that fucking part, but at the same time though, it's only been that long period of time because you don't like playing as Lily, because you kept getting your ass demolished by a bunch of people while you kept playing as Lily, and you kept bitching and complaining that everyone's using a high tier character, and it was just salt fest after salt fest.
The good news is I remembered how to play with her almost entirely. There was some rough spots where I was doing the wrong moves and or wrong things to juggle, and that's because I'm rusty. But the majority of matches, I was actually remembering how to play, what to do, you know, combos and everything. The bad news is there's two major problems with Street Fighter 6. It's the same problem I had with Dalsim and the same problem I had with Blanca last week.
Well, it's always going to be top tier characters, and that Capcom ruined everything. They made updates to the game, which broke it. So you don't have fun with it anymore. So much for it being your #1 game of the year for 2023.
Number one, the connections in general have gotten worse.
No, not even close. Granted, you did come across some matches where there was like some issue, but overall, I didn't see anything wrong with your matches though. It's due to the fucking fact that you are bad at this game. You want to say that you have fundamentals when it comes to Street Fighter or just any fighting game in general, but when we see you in action, you don't put your money where your mouth is. Instead, you just blow everything out of your ass and you call it good.
They're not as good as they were back when I was playing this game June, July, August. Okay, probably because the player base has been dramatically reduced because it's not a new game anymore.
No, that's not even close. It's still getting a good viewer base and also a good player base. But the problem is that you just don't like to go across any competent players or people that are a lot better than you. But you want to talk about connections being bad. This is coming from the same guy that when he fought up against someone that was under 20 milliseconds, called it a bad connection because he couldn't react to it in time. But anything between 30 and 60 milliseconds, that's a good millisecond connection. No lag, no rollback netcode, nothing.
I can't block her stuff. It's that connection. The lower the milliseconds, there's more fucking problems with dropped inputs in this game. I get them all the time. Of course she's ready. Of course she is. The first time I use it, she's ready for it. And then a level 3 punish. Unreal. Dude, literally, the lower connection, the more dropped inputs. And I believe it. I think it's the netcode. This rollback bullshit netcode causes it. I have a better time with my inputs when it's like 30 or 40 milliseconds. And you will notice the vast majority of matches that I'm playing are crossplay, meaning the person I'm playing on the other end is playing on PC, and they have advantage.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
That is not even the fucking case. If you actually did some fucking research and actually looked into the input delays for all the consoles, excluding PS4, because that's actually the worst one, PC is actually the worst when it comes to input delays. But yet, the Xbox Series S and the PS5 are the better ones. But he's just going to sit there bitching and complaining that the reason why he's losing every single fucking time, it's due to the fact that they're playing on PC. They have the better connections. Even though the best thing that you can see on a PC is mods. You check Pop Stream, you'll see what I mean.
They have less input drops, less input delay.
That's all just a bunch of fucking bullshit, Phil. I mean, for God's sake, Prophet already exposed this fucking bullshit that you were proclaiming months ago when you were bringing this up. Check him out. I'll link it down below.
And the netcode favors that.
The netcode favors PC, even though... Didn't you say that it was favoring PS5? So which is it? PS5 or PC?
So for example, if I'm facing someone who is using a top tier character and they're literally just walking forward and saying, jab, 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 throw, jab, throw, 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 jab, throw, they will get their inputs most of the time.
Phil, you're so goddamn stupid, it's unbelievable. Because you've come across PS5 players that actually did that same shit to you. But yet you're still bitching and complaining that they're doing better than you, that's lag. On the same console as you. So don't go around saying that it's PC only that has advantage. Also, for God's sakes, this just makes him look weird.
If I'm trying to react to that pattern, which I do because I'm not using top tier characters who can do that kind of gameplay.
Even though you've used Blanca, Dalsim, who in turn, they're up there when it comes to the quote-unquote echelons of top tiers, but kind of like on the bottom top tier. But you're just going to sit there and complain that they're using top tier characters against Lily, and that's why I can never win.
If I try to react, I'm more apt to get my inputs dropped, delayed, or coming out as something else because rollback netcode favors repeated spam over something timed well to counter the repeated spam.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Phil. The amount of copium that you snorted through your snort sacks is just so unbelievable. The reason why people do the mash jab and the throws is because they catch you in a loop, and you fall for it every single time. Every single time when it comes to mashing jab, neutral jump. These are actual techniques that people who are in the FGC or are really good at fighting games, that's what they will tell everybody. Just go for these strategies and it will work most of the time. Unless you're really good at using anti-airs and know how to block and parry. Which again, Phil, you don't, but you want to proclaim that you're better than everyone else, including me.
Okay? So that's the problem, is everyone now has settled into like a top tier character. They know their spam pattern that they can get away with online, and they just do it ad nauseum.
Or maybe people can actually play to have fucking fun, Phil. You know, fun. A weird little concept that seems to like go in your ear and out the other. But again, you always want to think that everyone that's playing Street Fighter is doing it competitively. Not every single person that plays a online multiplayer game is playing to be competitive. They're playing to have fun with it. Granted, there are some cases where you can have a competitive side when playing a video game online. But at the same time, it's all in good sport. Something that you are clearly not.
This reminds me of back in the day in the mid-2000s when GGPO netcode first launched. Alright? And people...
Oh, great. He's going to go back in the day segment where he's going to talk about the Cannon Brothers, isn't he?
We're playing games like Super Turbo and other games on there. And I saw people who normally were not good at these games offline all of a sudden we're becoming dominant online for spamming.
And yet here we go. He wants to make himself look like the best player when it came to the whole fighting games, the old ones. And all these people that aren't supposedly good are actually better than they once were. It's like, Phil, just be honest. You were the guy doing the spamming, weren't you?
Spamming shit like that. And I called this out. I called out this netcode with Tony Cannon, the inventor of the netcode. I said, why is it dropping inputs? Why is it favoring the spammers? And explain, because that's how it is. It's a predictive netcode. And I said, well, then why don't you come out and tell everyone that? He says, because I want to sell the code and make money. So I don't want to, we don't want to highlight the negatives of the code. We only want to talk about the positives.
You know, every single time that Phil wants to proclaim that the detractors are like causing slander against him and that everyone is being slanderous towards him, meanwhile, Phil is actually spreading around slander about Tony Cannon, the creator of the netcode that everyone seems to favor when it comes to fighting games. But Phil does not understand that if it wasn't for rollback netcode, if it wasn't for the Cannon Brothers, fighting games would actually suck now, due to the fact that that's what they want. It actually helps out the players. It actually helps out with the connections. But Phil just wants to sit there and be like, oh yeah, the Cannon Brothers. They're so obsessed with money that they had to sell the netcode to make money off of it. By the way, please tip me.
So the game looks better, because it doesn't look like it's lagging, but the gameplay overall favors online spammers.
No, they don't, Phil. They actually, I don't know, favor someone that's actually good at the game, is actually more skilled at the game. Yet, meanwhile, if you're saying that it's only favoring online spammers, then why is it that every single time that you're spamming, you're not winning? Instead, you're either losing, bitching and complaining, or you win out of sheer luck somehow because the skillful player dropped a move and you're like, oh, spam like crazy.
It's shit, but people don't want to hear that. The FGC definitely does not want to hear that.
Then again, Phil, if you proclaimed yourself to be like better and more knowledgeable about the rollback netcode, and you actually went out and said that the rollback netcode is the worst thing ever to come to fighting games, they would all just point and laugh at you and just kick you right out of the convention.
Instead, they just want to believe that this is the optimal netcode. It's not. You could...
No, Phil, you want to believe that this netcode is garbage, even though you've watched a video that is explaining what the rollback netcode actually does. But you just sat there going, nope, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. Tony Khan is all greedy and cares more about the money than the fucking servers. Just slander upon slander upon slander upon slander, and yet you think that your actions don't have consequences when they really do.
Definitely have better netcode, but no one's made an effort to do that.
The Cannon Brothers did. It's called rollback netcode.
No one. Everyone just says, oh, rollback's the best, put rollback in everything. Okay? The other problem...
Before we go on with the other problem, Phil, if it wasn't for rollback netcode, like I said before, fighting games would suck. And people actually want rollback netcode in fighting games. If it doesn't have it, it's not going to be good.
With Street Fighter 6 now, is that the game's 7 months old. And in 7...
Just because a game is 7 months old doesn't mean it's going to be bad, though, Phil. Did they do something like they did with Diablo 4? How they added in a new update to it and it completely fucks it up? No, at least they tried their best to actually make it more playable and more entertaining and fun. You know, that weird little concept that you proclaim that you're doing, but you're really not?
In months, what happens is everyone settles in to their own style of playing one character constantly and just learning that abusive pattern, and that doesn't make the game fun anymore.
Yeah, you going up against competent players doesn't make it fun for you, the guy that proclaims he's having fun with Street Fighter. Again, Phil, the reason why these people are actually really good at these characters is because they practiced the character. They found out the intricacies of the fighting game. They figured it out how to work it. But you, Phil, you just think that going into the lab for 15 minutes and you're golden makes it all worthwhile, when in reality, it fucking doesn't.
It just doesn't, you know? Like, when a game is fresh and new, and everyone's trying new characters and new strategies, and no one really knows what they're doing, the game's a lot more interesting.
No. The only reason why you're saying that is because you would go on there and try to be the best player on Street Fighter 6 when it came out. Because you want to be like, I'm the top dog. I know fighting games. I know Street Fighter. I played Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and... as soon as you get your ass kicked, you're just going around talking shit about the other player. Instead of no Johns, it should be no Phils.
When you start to get to that 3-4 month level where people are kind of getting their stride with certain characters, it's fun. When you get to month 7, 8, now it's like, all I do is I turn on the game and I fucking pick Cammy and I go jab, 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 throw, jab, 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 throw, jump, jab, 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 jab. That's just not fun anymore. Because
Phil, is the reason why you don't like Cammy is because you're secretly a closeted homosexual? I mean, for God's sakes, we all know that cat's your fucking beard. You just don't like seeing the Grammy cheeks in your fucking face as she's kicking your ass. You just don't like that. You could just say that and fine, we'll leave you alone while we fucking laugh at you.
Because what it means is it's more like you're rolling the dice.
Don't ever do that in hand motion again, Phil, for God's sakes. We've seen May 1st.
Will you get lucky? Will I get lucky and have my move come out to stop the abusive pattern?
Phil, goddammit. Even with this filter, it just makes it all worse. God, stop it.
Roll. As if I'm playing D&D. Oh, dog.
You don't like D&D. Shut the fuck up. You don't like it. And now he's like, oh, I'm going to get a D20. And all of a sudden with you, it's a critical fucking failure. But yet you're looking at fighting games like it's RNG. Phil, you're not going up against computer players. You're going up against actual people that are better than you. Just admit that you suck at the fucking game and move the fuck on. But you won't, though, because that pride and that ego is going to seep into your soul, and you are not going to let that go until someone says, you know, right, Phil? You are absolutely right. You are better at Street Fighter than all these other people. Justin Wong, him mastering every single character, including random, nah, he's shit compared to you, only mastering 4 or 5 characters.
I hit critical miss, you know, or what? You lose.
You always lose, Phil, because you're not good. You come up against people with different playstyles, and you don't know how to deal, bro.
And there's nothing you can really do about that. That's how the game is now, right?
Yeah, that's how the game is. I know, because I have every single fucking thing that's related to Capcom and Street Fighter. I have all the patch notes, as he says, as he makes up every single fucking lie.
So for me, someone who doesn't play the game all the time, what am I playing it? Once a week, twice a week tops, if that.
But then when you first played it, Phil, you were playing it almost fucking constantly because you had that craving, that itch that you just couldn't get enough of it. And as soon as you wanted more of it, people were tossing money and that itch got even more. It's like, oh my God, I got $1,000 from Jax. Oh, give me more money, please.
Not playing the dominant top tier characters who can do those abusive spam strategies. Literally, the 3 characters I'm playing don't have abusive spam strategies. And that
Are you sure about that? Blanca Ball? That's the one thing that you kept spamming over and over and over when it came to Blanca. You kept doing Blanca Ball, throw, Blanca Ball, throw, Drive EX, Blanca Ball, throw. Oh, level 3 super, I win.
That's what I like. I've never liked characters who are completely abusive with spam and shit like that. I think
No, I think the reason why you don't like any of these characters, Phil, is because you're not skilled enough to actually learn these characters and adapt to their playstyles. They're just not meant for you.
It's fucking boring, and I don't find that entertaining to play.
But then again, Phil, you think that anything that you do is entertaining and fun, but when we see you, it's quite so boring. And then you get salty, and it's like, okay, interesting.
Never have. Why do you think I always use the oddball characters like Blanca or the grapplers like fucking Zangief?
Yeah, you tried Zangief once. You got overly cocky with Zangief, and then the very next time you played with Zangief, you got your ass destroyed by multiple fucking people. And ever since that day, you didn't touch Zangief ever again.
Because they're so different, right?
Even though Zangief's only thing is that he has a lot of health and he's very defensive and strong, but at the same time, though, he's built like a brick shithouse. Oh, there he goes. So, glub, 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 glub. Swished around. Megamind.
So, did I have fun last night? I did.
Are you sure about that?
Of course, mash. Literally walk forward, throw 17 times, and then mash. You fucking lame-brained idiot. You mouth jeweler. What a mouth drooling idiot. Look at this thing. Oh, throw again. Here I go. Here I go. Hey, mommy, come in the room. Watch me play Street Fighter 6. Here I go. Oh my God, you fucking idiot. You pathetic excuse for a fucking fighting game player. You can go get fucked.
And that was just a snippet of what he went through when he was playing this game. If you want to see more and more of him being completely destroyed by Cammys, Memology 101 and Hate Army have videos on it. I'll link those down below.
Because some of the matches with Lily, I had a great time. You know, I'm beating top tier players with low tier Lily. But overall, I lost way more than I won. I think the stats were like, I only won like 21, 22 matches, and I lost like 35 or something.
And let's not forget, every single time you saw Cammy and her nice cushions on the fucking screen, you immediately pulled an LTG and went to dashboard.
Time for another 1 to 2 matches before we wrap it up tonight.
Here comes a new challenger.
Like I said, time for another 1 to 2 matches before we wrap it up tonight. No, not 100 Cammies. I'm tired. Why is it that since I played with Dalsim, and now that I want to get back into Lily, 90% of my matches are against Cammy, which are horrible matchups against them, right? Like, it's just not fair. Can I please get, I mean, how many, out of all the matches we did tonight, how many were Cammies? Think about it. Insane amounts. Where the fuck is the variety of content and combat here? It's almost all Cammies at this point. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's all the same gameplay over and over. It can't stop it with these low tiers. Nope.
Nope.
Definitely some of these nights are excuse me, what you would consider slow nights. It's not a big deal. I had a great day earlier today, so I'm not complaining, but I've seen a distinct fall off of interest, you know, in this. So as you can see, this is probably the same person changing their name over and over and then just trying to find me in casual matches, because you notice it's one thing if you get a name that's a reference. It's two things if you get two names that are a reference. When you get three, that's a pattern. This is just the same idiot going over and over trying to find me, obviously. So I'm just, every time I see that now, I'm just going to put out those matches. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just not going to entertain stupidity. That's the third in a fucking row Cammy with a name that's meant to be some kind of a stupid meme reference. So I'm just going to say, fuck you, not waste my time with this dumb waste of life. The vast majority of matches I'm playing, you will see, are crossplay.
Even though you have no evidence that they're playing mostly on PC. What if they're playing on Xbox, Phil? You don't really know for sure. Because those little icons that you see with the arrows, again, you don't know if they're PC or Xbox. But you're going to sit there and be like, they're all PC. Oh, they're better than me.
Meaning the person I'm playing on the other end has a natural advantage by playing on PC. They're not getting input drops like me.
Even though they are.
They can break throws. That's another critical thing.
Even though you can play on a console and break a throw, Phil, but the problem is that you just don't know how to break throws.
Can't break throws. When someone goes to throw me, I can know it's coming, and unless I mash the buttons early before the throw animation is actually on my TV, I cannot break a throw.
We've actually seen you like plenty of times where you try to break a throw, but you're pressing the wrong inputs. You're pressing the fucking parry buttons, or the two buttons that make parry. We've seen that happen to you, Phil, and you're like, where's my throw break? That was mine!
Because I'm on PlayStation. If I were on...
Well, then again, though, Phil, PlayStation, along with the Xbox Series S, is actually pretty good when it comes to its inputs. But you just want to sit there and believe that the PS5 is the worst, along with PS4.
On PC, I could break throws. Because the...
Okay, Phil, prove it then. Get yourself a copy of Street Fighter 6 and ignore Jasper's blood work yet again. Get yourself a fight stick just for the PC, because you're too stupid to realize that the new fight pad that you have can actually be plugged into PC, and actually prove us wrong. Prove everybody wrong and say you could do it better on PC. Go on, Philip. Boot up that mini PC and prove it to us. Go on. Do it.
I'm waiting, old man.
Oh, right. You won't do it because you're a pussy.
Input delay is less, but the input delay is too strong on PlayStation to actively break throws without predicting it ahead of time.
Wait, it's too strong now? So you're just saying that it's actually strong enough against PC, but now all of a sudden he's like, no, I can't do it. Which is it, Phil? Can you or can you not break throws? Well, then again, spoilers, he fucking can't.
That's a huge problem. That's a ginormous disadvantage, especially when I have characters who get caught in throw loops. So...
yeah, those characters being you!
Anyway, I still had a good time, and people do come out for it, but I'll say this. Definitely the engagement's lower now. Like, people half the time aren't paying attention to the matches.
Yeah, because every single time it's the same thing over and over. You bitching, whining, complaining that you're getting your ass kicked by top-tier characters, and every single time that you win, you act like a toxic spoil sport. Not having fun with it, and you're like, yeah, I beat you, bitch. I'm better than you, bitch. Gets your ass kicked. Oh, come on. This is bullshit. This is stupid bitch beat me.
Usually what happens when I do Friday Night Fights, within the first 20 minutes, a bunch of people show up and will support. Like, I'll tip, I'll do a super chat. As soon as I start playing, done.
Yeah, because they don't really like playing Street Fighter, Phil. And they don't like watching you play Street Fighter. Or better yet, they probably have lives outside of this shit. But then again, you want their asses in their seats watching you at all times. Like it's a fucking Saw situation. The only way to escape, hacksaw.
Like, as if I'm not playing. Just dead. So...
dead, just like your chats. The majority of the time.
That's the thing.
Yeah, great, Phil. Nice way to burp like that. Yeah, really classy.
Like, I definitely can tell it's time that people want me to move on from Street Fighter 6 and do something different.
Phil, you should have moved on a long time ago, but the problem is that your pride and your ego is so fucking fragile that you have to play it to prove a point to everybody. Prove a point to the FGC. Prove a point to the detractors that you're better than every single one of them. But we've seen how you play, Phil. It's hot garbage.
Tekken is now in less than a month. Tekken 8 comes out January 26th. And
yeah, and as soon as Tekken 8 comes out, whoo boy, I cannot wait to see him bitch and whine about how he's losing. And the amounts of copium that he has to snort, I think he needs a higher dosage.
That will be an extensive coverage of the story, me trying out characters in training, going online, trying
out characters. 5.
To learn said characters.
Even though he'll only learn 5 characters and that's it. And only play with like 1 or 2.
I'll be watching gameplay videos and things of Tekken 8 to try to learn techniques and the like.
AKA him watching videos, pretending that he's retaining all that information and not retaining any of that information.
I would hope that Tekken community will put out some good basic videos to show gameplay elements.
Because he's such a fucking loser that he doesn't know anything about fighting games, while proclaiming he knows more about fighting games than anyone else.
I've been so out of the competitive Tekken scene for so long that
But then again, he says he's not in the competitive scene. But yet, this is a casual that plays competitively while saying he's playing casually.
I don't even remember half the things. So to actually watch some basic videos on like how to parry. I don't even remember how to parry in that game. Isn't it like you tap down forward perfectly timed with a move and it like pushes the move away and then you can get a counter hit or something like that?
Why is it that you try to make these little hand motions and then the Mario motion just because you think that, oh my god, I'm trying to show you how parry works in Tekken, but he really doesn't know. And for God's sakes, he's gonna probably go into training mode for like maybe, give or take, 15 minutes and he'll just go straight into casual.
See what I mean? Like, I don't even know. I haven't played it in so dang long that I would have to figure this out.
No. By you figuring it out, you're gonna make your fucking deadheads do all the work for you.
And it'll probably take a while, but I would like to at least give it a shot and see how it goes, alright?
I would like to give it a shot, but I need your buy-in.
But I think that will take over for Street Fighter for a bit, and then after that, whether I continue to play Tekken, or we go back to Street Fighter, or we start with Fightcade, old school retro stuff.
Even though you have no fucking idea of how to set up Fightcade, whenever you were proclaiming that, oh, it's so hard to set up Fightcade, you need a whole stream or two to, like, dedicate to setting it up. Everyone else was setting it up within, like, 10, 20 minutes. It's not hard. But yet you take something that's overly simple and make it overly complicated like it's rocket science.
I do think that the future of fighting games is bright here on DSP Gaming.
No, it's not. You say that about any fucking game that you play. Oh, it's looking bright, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Oh, it's looking bright, Spider-Man 2, Mario Wonder. It's looking bright, Mario RPG. It's looking bright, Chrono Trigger. As soon as you get that big support at the beginning, it dwindles into fucking nothing.
It's just a matter of the future's uncertain. We don't know what we're going to be doing.
Phil, you're never going to be promised or guaranteed tomorrow, and you're never going to be promised riches in your future. Instead, live for the present. Maybe plan for the future, but you and planning don't really get along with one another. Instead, it just creates more delusions of grandeur inside your head.
This ain't gonna be full-time Street Fighter 6 at this rate with how they...
But then again, didn't you make fun of everyone else that was doing Street Fighter 6 full-time and that they were mastering characters? They were losers. But then you tried doing it to everyone else. I was like, okay, I got Blanca. Okay, now E Honda, now Lily, now Dalsim. And I already had Blanca on the Xbox, so it's, in short, it's like 4 out of 5 characters. But yet he doesn't want to work on any of the other characters. But he'll probably go back to Street Fighter when the new DLC characters come out, excluding Ed, because he hates Ed for some reason.
The game has essentially degraded in the last few months.
It's degraded in the past few months due to the fact that you're not having fun with it because you're getting your ass kicked.
I really don't feel like doing anything like that, you know? So anyway.
Phil, just admit to your audience that the reason why you're not having fun with Street Fighter anymore is because you're not competent enough to go up skilled players. If you just say that, people might support you and feel sorry for you. But then again, you'll try to find a way to like take a jab at the FGC and detractors again. This is like your go-to when it comes to Street Fighter. So, long story short, out of this whole entire thing, Phil is just going to sit there, pretend that he's better than everyone else, and that every other player that he comes across, they're either pattern players, scrubs, or just mouth-drooling idiots. You know, because he doesn't want to make fun of Jade enough, so he'll just make fun of other people instead of Jade. So, continuing the point of Copium, Phil, just stop with the Copium. Everyone has seen the evidence that you're terrible at this game, and you just going on and on like a jackass that you really are, it's not helping your case. Instead, just drop it, leave it the fuck alone, and move on. Take the L. But he'll never take that L because, well, he is that egotistical after all. But with that said and done, we are going to end it off with the Phil prayer, the final one of 2023. Deliver us from the dents, deliver us from the pay pigs, deliver us from the pignosis. May we never become dented. May we never become a beggar like Darkside Phil. And please, everybody, for the love of God, enjoy your New Year's Eve. If you're gonna drink, drink responsibly. Have someone to kiss. And at the end of all of it, I will look forward to seeing every single one of y'all in 2024. Amen.